Welcome to Make Something with me, David Picciuto. Before we get into the 5 things you need to get started in woodworking, I'd like to show you around a bit and let you know what this channel is about. This is a maker channel with an emphasis on woodworking. That means we mostly work with wood here at Make Something, but every once in a while we're going to throw in other disciplines and skills as I expand my knowledge and share that with you. Recently we added a metal shop, sewing machine, printing equipment, and I've got a background in photography, music, audio engineering, and graphic design. So every once in a while I'm going to surprise you with something outside the woodworking makerspace. Number 1 goal of this channel is to inspire you to make something. Anything. Sometimes I make videos for you to follow step by step, which includes downloadable plans, but most of the time the purpose is purely inspiration, and the idea is for you to find that nugget within the video that gives you the aha moment to get off your butt and create. I've got a very unusual shop that's probably not like yours. I've got carpeted floors, a drop ceiling, tools that might be bigger than yours, futuristic digital cutting and printing machines. I made this shop for me, so when I walk in here, I feel inspired. Just because you don't have the tools that I have doesn't mean that you can't make what I'm making. In woodworking, there are many ways to perform a single task. You need to find the tools and methods that speak to you and within your budget. When I buy tools, I purchase them with 4 things in mind: safety, dust collection, efficiency, and quality. I want to do this for a long time, so I want tools that'll last decades, allow me to work efficiently so I can make more videos, keep me out of harm's way, and nasty dust out of my lungs. I put out new videos every Friday at noon Eastern Standard Time. Each video is 10 minutes long, so you know exactly when they're coming out and what to expect. Every once in a while, I'll give you 2 videos a week just to keep you on your toes. You'll instantly recognize my videos in your feed with the yellow thumbnail and red logo in the corner. Even if you don't think you'll make the project in the thumbnail, you may want to watch the video anyways, because there may be that little nugget that ignites the spark in you to get in your shop. Plus, we'd like to have fun. Speaking of we, this is Camera Dan. Camera Dan comes to the shop once a week to help me film these videos. Because of Camera Dan, I can focus more on the woodworking, and having another person in the shop lightens up the mood and makes the videos more entertaining. Camera Dan is also a woodworker and problem solver and has saved me from making mistakes many times. Okay, it's time for the 5 things you need to get started in woodworking. It's very important that you know that everybody has different desires, budgets, and needs. This is not a comprehensive list, but more of a general common list. Many people are going to disagree with this list, and they're gonna let me know down in the comments. That's a good thing. Go read those comments, and you might find something that fits your style even more. The great thing about woodworking is there's all types and there's multiple ways to do everything. Sometimes you want to be efficient, and sometimes you want to get lost in the moment and enjoy the hobby. All right, number 1. You need a way to make straight cuts. The cheapest way to make straight cuts is with a circular saw and a straight edge. The advantages of a circular saw is it's mobile, budget friendly, and doesn't take up a lot of space in your shop. Square, parallel, and repeatable cuts with the circular saw can be difficult, as well as cutting joinery. The most expensive way to make straight cuts is with a table saw. Using a fence on the table saw makes repeatable cuts a breeze and allows you to work more efficiently. Advanced cuts like dados, rabbets, and angled are far easier, plus there are endless amounts of jigs you can make or purchase for your table saw. The disadvantages of a table saw is they can be expensive and they take up a huge footprint in your shop. Many woodworkers are going to tell you that the table saw is the heart of their workshop, and I am one of those. There are many tools in between the circular saw and the table saw. You can get a track saw, which is like a circular saw on steroids. You can make straight cuts with a miter saw, bandsaw, jigsaw, and hand tools, but they all have their limitations. The most important thing to remember in woodworking is there are multiple ways to do everything. Find what fits your needs, desires, space, and budget. Number 2, you need a way to make curved cuts. The cheapest way is with a jigsaw. It might not be the cleanest cut, but it will get the job done. It also has its limitations on the thickness of material you can cut. The expensive way is with a bandsaw. Using a bandsaw gives you a lot more control because you are taking the wood to the tool instead of the tool to the wood. And you can cut thicker material as well as resawing boards in half. Number 3, clamps. You can never have enough woodworkers telling you you can never have enough clamps. Most woodworking projects are held together with glue, and you need clamps to keep them in place while the glue dries. The price of good clamps may come as a shock to new woodworkers. I suggest buying what you need for the project you're working on and then expand that collection over time as you learn what you need for your style of woodworking. Number 4, a workbench, arguably the most important tool in woodworking. You need a work surface to cut, assemble, and clamp to. Don't be intimidated when you see those fancy benches by seasoned woodworkers. Usually it's their second or third bench. This is my third bench, and every time I make a new one, I improve on it for my needs. Use whatever you can when getting started. A workbench that's not flat, flimsy, and moves around on you can be frustrating. As you get more projects under your belt, you'll know exactly the type of bench and what size you'll need. Number 5, holes. The most common way to drill holes is with a hand drill. I use my drill in almost every single project. And with that hand drill, you're gonna need bits and eventually Forstner bits for larger holes. It might not be necessary in the beginning, but a drill press will help you drill larger, perpendicular, and repeatable holes. Do you see a theme here? There's always an inexpensive way and an expensive way to do something in woodworking. Typically, as tools get more expensive, they become more accurate, safer, faster, and more pleasurable to use. We all have to start somewhere. Number 6, I know I said 5 things, but there are many more. Sanding. Proper sanding takes more time than you may think. At first, you can get by with a palm or random orbit sander. I found myself wanting to spend less time sanding and more time creating, so I got myself a disc, belt, spindle, and drum sander. Again, not necessary, but it speeds up the process and makes woodworking more enjoyable for me. With all of those sanders comes grits. You're gonna need a variety of grits. I have found that cheap sandpaper dulls faster. I use sanding as a way to hide mistakes and misalignments. It's the last thing you do before adding finish, and it gives your projects that professional feel. Number 7, all the small things. If you thought power tools were expensive, wait until you add up all the little things. You're gonna need squares, glue, tape, rulers, tape measures, finish, bits, blades, screwdrivers, mallets, screws, knives, and so much more. Just buy them as you need them. Don't get overwhelmed with purchasing things you think you need. One project at a time, and buy what you need to complete that project. As you move on to bigger and better projects, you can add more to your arsenal of tools. Number 8, other major tools include a router that you can use for profile or joinery. You can expand on the router and make a router table. You can buy wood that's already milled to the thickness that you need, or you can use a bandsaw, joiner, and planer for that. When I first got started, I used all 3/4 inch material from the home center. Once I started shopping at KenCraft, I would have them plane it down to the thickness that I need until I was able to get myself a joiner and planer. You can buy wood from a home center. It's already milled and planed and surfaced for you. Can be a little bit expensive. If you have a hardwood dealer, we have KenCraft here in Toledo. It's a little bit cheaper. You have a lot more variety and it's a better quality of wood. You can also tear apart pallets. There are many woodworkers who only work with pallets out there because they are free. You can reclaim wood from old projects. People throw out wood all the time. So whether you want the super fancy stuff or if you're on a budget, you can find wood and material for your projects. I am certain that I've missed some things, so please leave comments down below on what you think you need to get started in woodworking. This will help all the new woodworkers out there taking the time to read those comments. If you are new to woodworking, I have written 2 woodworking books. I'm working on my 3rd right now, and I have a number of plans on my website. My plans are the best you'll find. They're not just drawings and measurements. They are step-by-step, easy to follow plans. I've been told that my plans are even easier to follow than some of the major woodworking magazine plans. My plans will give you the confidence and knowledge to finish your projects. Everything that I make, I encourage you to make and sell. I give you permission to make anything from my plans and sell online or at craft shows. I want you to succeed as woodworkers. I've got a playlist right here of my favorite tips and techniques. Some of the videos are mine and some of the videos are made by friends of mine. I've got another playlist right here of project videos. Some of the videos are mine and some of the videos are made by friends of mine. There's a great community of woodworkers out there making some amazing content. We're all in this together trying to grow and strengthen this woodworking community. All right, folks, that is it. We'll see you this Friday with another project video. As always, be safe, have fun, stay passionate, and make something. Woo! That was a good video. That was a good video. I'm telling you, that was a good video. That was a good video.